Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to my Life After People series. This time we've got a ruined public pool where some alligators have made it a home. And yeah, if you're wondering why so much of this build is already done at the start of this video, that's because I actually started this build on a live stream last Monday. Mainly because, so the first 5 episodes, if you haven't watched those, were all recorded last year, and I didn't release them just because I wasn't really ready to actually get this series out and about. I was kind of taking a little hiatus from Planet Zoo, but once I got those episodes out, I needed a head start to make the next build. So we did that on a live stream, which if you ever want to hang out with us, I stream on my YouTube channel and Twitch channel simultaneously every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I don't play Planet Zoo every single time, but I might be playing it more frequently so that I can kind of get like new builds started. So if you want to hang out and, chit chat, talk Planet Zoo, give me suggestions for, this series, that is definitely a good time to do that. Also, I just want to mention, if you're into like retro games, every Tuesday and Thursday on my Twitch channel and on my TikTok channel, I will be streaming some retro games. I've been playing a lot of like original NES games on my actual Nintendo. I just picked up a Sega Genesis that I will be adding to the rotation of retro games. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to drop by my Twitch channel or TikTok channel. The links for everything is always in the description down below. But yeah, so this was actually a suggestion in one of the previous videos where someone just suggested like a public pool. So that's what I did. So right here, this is making sort of like a little like kiddie pool. If you've ever been to public pools, kiddie pools are usually much more shallow and much smaller. Although I would say this is probably still kind of deep for even a kiddie pool, but the way the water works in Planet Zoo is you have to make the terrain pretty deep to even get like a nice like size like little body of water. Even if you want something small, it still has to be pretty deep. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger than what I guess an actual kiddie pool would be, but that's okay. You can also see here I made a couple diving boards because that's a pretty common thing in pools. We have a low dive and then a high dive there, which the high dive I made look like it's sort of crumbling into the water there. One of my favorite things with this series is making everything look ruined. So what I'll do after the fact, after I've like actually built it, is then I'll go back and like make it look like it's crumbling and falling apart. I make the like steps look bent and like they're falling off, or the ladders you can see that you would climb in and out of to get into the pool, like the steps are kind of bent and falling apart. So that's always real fun for me. And I don't know, it's easier for me when I'm building to just build the item, whatever it is, a ladder or a building or a diving board, or like in the case of other videos, like signs or whatever it may be, and then go back afterwards and add the ruined or damaged details. So that's what I did there. So we have 2 pools in our public pool here. One is like just a regular like swimming pool with the it's got the slightly more shallow end, and then it kind of gradually gets deeper for the deep end. And then the other pool is like the diving pool, so that one is like deeper the entire time. But I wanted to make it kind of look like the ground and everything had kind of crumbled in between the 2 pools. So that's why you have that section like kind of right in the middle that it sort of connects them now. So when it's filled with water, the alligators can actually just freely swim in between each pool if they want to, and I think it turned out really nice. So here's me trying to add a little bit more grunge and whatnot to the diving boards, because I felt like they still just looked a little too almost new. And I will say these like little grungy, dirty pieces here, they work so well. Like even with like the metal there, like if you make it the same color, it kind of gives it that look, like the paint and everything's kind of peeling off. And yeah, I think it just really adds to the whole look. The other thing, so I was trying to think of, what are some common things you find at like, a public pool? We've got the diving boards, you've got lounge chairs, you've got the ladders to climb in and out of the pools, you've got the lifeguard chair. And then the other thing is like the pool house, where you might have like, the changing rooms, you might have like the showers to wash off the chlorine and everything. You probably have some like lockers as well. So we added all of those things, and I wanted to make this building look a little more unique. And I also felt like, we were kind of talking during the stream, like, yeah, this might be, because they're alligators, this might be in Florida. So I was trying to give this building a sort of like Florida-ish kind of color scheme, which I don't know if it actually is, but I don't know. The color worked for me. I thought it felt, sort of Florida-ish to me. Yeah, to get some of these like different like size walls. I used the half walls here because I wanted to get a couple different, just like different design looks with this building. You have like the section here where you walk in and you have like the men's side, the women's side, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with the way it all looked. Here, just trying to find some doors that I liked. It didn't really matter. This wasn't going to be, I wasn't planning on making like the interior. I just wanted to do the exterior of this building. Also wanted to just make sure I added some like windows. So, it's just adding all these little details that really, it makes everything look a little bit better. Adding the roofs. I thought the copper roof was a good addition, because it has that green copper look. So it already looks old and tarnished, and it was already a great look to just go ahead and use. So here I am wanting to do just the like kind of like, I guess, rinse stations. Call them showers, if you will, but you basically, like, you get out of the pool if you're about ready to leave, you just go run under the showers to rinse the pool water and the chlorine off and everything. So that's what I did here. These kind of things are always fun for me to try to figure out, what pieces do I want to use to make it look like the object I'm trying to represent, because we don't have anything like this in the game itself. So you have to get creative and make your own. I will say that the like back plate of those showers is one of the metal signs, and I've used that sign a lot in this series. It just works really well if you just flip it around and use the back side of it. Actually, I think that is the front side. It just works really well for any kind of like metal pieces, or if you want to build. I used it for the ice machine in the like Bob's gas station build I did, which was the second episode of this series. And there I am using the old Angry Archer just to make sure I get, everything about realistic size. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, one of the other common things in a pool, lockers. So that's what I'm building here. And, just some basic lockers. There's nothing too fancy about them. Again, I use that same metal sign because it looks really good. If you need a nice metal piece for whatever you're building, I definitely recommend using that. But yeah, so I think this just about does it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay. All right, and here we are. This is the finished public pool, and again, I think it turned out really good. I love the one thing I don't think I showed in the time lapse is actually the waterfalls on either side. Whenever I do these builds, I kind of like to make it look like the scenery and the details are kind of overflowing or kind of coming off of the diorama. So in this case, it was the water from the pools kind of falling off in either side. So we got the one over there, and then the one over here. I think it just adds a nice little extra little bit of detail to the diorama mode, since that's what we're using for this whole series. Every build is on a diorama. But yeah, so we've got of course we've got our alligator friends here just chilling in the water, just chilling. Feel those teeth. Gotta love those teeth. But yeah, just some more of the details here up close. So here's like one of the ladders you would climb in and out of to get into the pool or out of the pool. Here's the lifeguard chair. One of the thing with these ladders, there are 3 of them. I did each one, like I applied creative destruction, as one of my mods said during the live stream, to each one differently. So even though they're all 3 are kind of crumbling and falling apart, each one is different. So it's not like I just applied the creative destruction to one and then copied it 2 different times. All 3 of them have a different way that they're kind of falling apart. Here are the diving boards. They're being grown over. There's the low dive, and here's the high dive, which is falling apart and kind of halfway into the pool there. But you can see how it's like starting to fall apart, and the pieces are coming apart and bending and falling off. That's just one of my favorite things to do with this series. Here again are the lockers, so have some place to put your personal belongings while you're swimming. And we've got like the lights that are kind of like falling down or just hanging there barely. We've got lots of like moss and just like grime and everything that would sort of grow and appear after people are no longer around to take care of everything. There's our like little rinse stations, if you will, showers, whatever you want to call them. These moss pieces are great. They're so useful for like just making all kinds of different looks. And again, we've got like, we've got most of this is concrete, but we've got areas where the concrete is kind of broken up. So over years and years and years, we've got like trees that have grown, and of course like grass and flowers and stuff. Just really helps with the whole kind of ruined look of everything. Here's the kiddie pool. We've also got plants and stuff growing in. We've got like one little lone chair over there. I even added, so we've got like the drains here, but of course those are all starting to grow in and probably aren't draining anything. One of my favorite other little details, which took a minute on stream to figure out, were like the little drains that pools have. So that one, that the water doesn't overflow, but also so as the water goes down the drains, it goes through the like filtration system. So that's what this is here. Actually, I really like the way that looks. We did that all around both pools on each side. And I would say also, these tile pieces from the African DLC work super well. I think most pools have like some sort of like tile design going around on the like walls of the pool. So I'm happy we have those. And of course that's has damage applied to it as well. So it looks like it's crumbling and falling apart. And I really like this lifeguard chair. It's got like the vines and stuff kind of starting to grow up around it. Of course, we got the other one here that has fallen into the pool. Yeah, so this is the alligator public pool, if you will. I believe this is episode number 6 in this series, so we'll have some more to do. And yeah, like I said earlier, the start of this was actually done on a live stream. If you're wanting to hang out with us, I live stream every Monday on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Last time we played Planet Zoo, I don't play Planet Zoo every single time, but I will be playing it much more regularly. If there's, if like I need to get a build started, we'll do that on stream. And as always, if you have any suggestions for future builds, please let me know in the comments. I love to hear them. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. In addition to hitting the bell icon, that way you'll get notified whenever I post new videos. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I will catch you all on the next video.